the women's professional league.
Yeah.
It's what you were telling me right before the podcast started. The numbers are high, the physicality is high, and people are having an interest in it. Tell me a little bit more about what you think.
Well, I'll first say that I watched every game so far. So when PWHL. So when I give my take, just know that I watched. Even Lise was watching with me, right? I've watched a million hockey games in our house, and she's never once really paid attention. So that's the first thing I'll say. The second thing is 2.9 million viewers on opening day. And I said this to you guys in the car earlier. Fantastic marketing of the league, because that was New Year's Day. There's no World Junior Games. There's the Winter Classic at 4. So what do? They put their opener at 1 o'clock. Okay? That's a good time. Everyone's home. People are most likely hungover. And what a great thing to watch, especially for the females, right? It's a day in history. That's why I tuned in. But 2.9 million viewers on the broadcast stations, TSN, Sportsnet, all that. But then another 15 to 20K on YouTube. So the thing that they do for that is they offer a YouTube stream as well for people without TV, which is the majority of people these days. So they offer that as well. Lots of Nova Scotia talent in it. There's a couple New Brunswick girls in it. There's some Newfoundland.
Europe too, right? Like,
Europe, man. There's Austria, Czechia, this. And this is just year one. And they kind of, I'm not going to say rushed into it, but they really wanted to get it going this year. And that's, kudos to them, because it's not an easy thing to do. But the games I've watched, man, and I learned this about the female game, there's always been body contact allowed. Okay, no body checking, big difference.
What's the difference? Explain to people.
So body checking is, you can tell an intent. So body checking for the most part in the book goes open ice. Okay, so there's no open ice hitting in women's hockey. You can bump and use your body position and all that stuff. But if you watch these games, man, the intensity on the boards, they're running people. They're scrums after the whistle. They're punching each other. A lot of these women played like international together, and they have just turned it off. But with that being said, there's something to play for, right? I find it a little more intense right now than the average NHL game, just because, like I said, they have the NHL is always going to be here. Those guys always have that league. There's pro leagues everywhere. So there's not many for females. So their lives and their families' lives and the future generation of hockey for females is in their hands right now, and that's a lot of pressure, and I think they've done a fantastic job. I've watched every game start to finish. There's huge hits. So like I was saying with the hitting, though, you're allowed to hit on the wall, like body contact. You're allowed to use it. The ref's discretion always. It's just not been ref the greatest. You can tell when someone's going to separate for the puck or if it's just a hit. So they've been calling it really good. The refs have been letting them play.
You got to let them play.
You got to let them play, because you got to show what, they're out there blocking shots. They're fighting through injuries already. Like, I love that shit, man. That's part of the game. And, man, they get sold out. You can't get tickets. People are scalping tickets out front. Like, it's just so far so good. New year, new league. And I think Jill Saunier said it the best. She was in the rink at a young girls game, posted something on Instagram, I think it was, and it was a little bit more excitement in the rink today for these young girls, knowing that they have something bigger to dream for.
Definitely.
Right? And, that's awesome. And it's nice to have people from here, Troy Ryan, Corey Chevry, Blair Turnbull, obviously Jill, Allie Monroe, Carly Jackson. Those are the people from this part of our woods, all there taking it in. So there's role models for everybody coming up, and that's great, and that's good for us as well.
It's a big part of it. It's something us as men never really think about, because we always just look up to the NHL superstars. We've always had, I guess, someone to look up to, and that's something to chase, to shoot pucks. I want to shoot a puck like Sid. I'm going to shoot in the driveway 24/7. For the females, maybe not so much in terms of the role model, but if they could market these hockey players in order to turn them into superstars, or at least stars, it gives the girls something to look forward to and something to work towards.
Absolutely.
Why would you want to work towards something that's might not going to be there in 10 years? We always know the NHL is going to be there, but girls hockey, if they can keep these role models paid, basically, they're always going to be there. So we'll see what happens from it. But
it's going to open up some doors for sure, boys. And like I said, they've been great games. So if you haven't watched, I would.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, my prof at school from a few years ago, she tried to take over. She took over like the head of one of those other older leagues, and I knew there was quite a lot to sort out to get to this point.
Oh yeah.
This is years ago. This is when they were trying to make other ones work. So it is nice to see it all come together. All the Nova Scotia athletes, Sarah Nurse is out there, I think, right?
Yep.
Like it's
Spooner,
good to see.
Poulin,
Yeah, so. Yeah, I know a lot of back. You can only imagine the back work that went into it. And to your point, they're playing quick because and they don't have names necessarily for the teams yet, because I think they promised the girls that they would be up quick. They would be running sooner rather than later, and that's why it kind of started in the new year.
Yep.
maybe like a half season or whatever they're going to do, and then it can fully. But they made a commitment to their girl. They wanted to play. They were like, listen, if you guys can all commit, all the best players, Hillary Knight, then we'll make it happen. And to their credit, here they are selling out games a few months later. You know that's not an easy task.
Oh man,
I'm excited to see how it plays out, like just the business side of it.
Yeah,
you know, you just want to see how it all works out.
They've done a great job so far, man.
Yeah.
Like even their website, super user friendly. It has write-ups on every player, when they got drafted, where they played, what they did, what awards they won. Like everything's live in game. So like when I watched the first game, obviously with the Nova Scotia players, I wanted to be the first one to see it and see it live. But they got it up on the website before sometimes the TV even plays it. So it's like they've done a great job. They played that game when there's no other games, and if they can continue to do this, man, it's not going to not pick up, man. There's the hockey world is filled with the female players now, and Jill always used to say this too. She's like, I played guys because there was no girls.
Yeah,
and then eventually you do know that funnel is going to be capped off at some point, because you can go to college and stuff like that, but what do you do after? Like how many hockey guys do you see go play university and then play pro after? Like that's just kind of the cycle of how it goes. And for these girls to be able to have that, it's just awesome, man, because I mean, I got a special part for Jill, and so do you. I mean, I played with her, we grew up with her, so you obviously want to see those people do good, but just for the females as a whole, man, it's great.
Shout out to Jill.